Hey everyone, Brian here with my movie of the month for March going into April. And the movie of the month, as you can see, is a Goofy movie. Now, Goofy movie is loosely based and adapted from the Goof Troop series. And in fact, one of the bonus features is the Goof Troop episode, Calling All Goofs. Now, basically what this story is about is Max achieving a goal that he's been wanting to achieve for a while, and that's getting a date with the girl of his dreams, Roxanne. Now, what happens though is this dream is sort of interrupted by the fact, this dream come true, is sort of interrupted by the fact that his father has sprung this surprise fishing trip on him. Now, the reason his father, Goofy, has sprung this surprise fishing trip on him is because the principal called his father up and a little bit exaggerated and put his own spin on what happened. And what happened was Max, along with his friends PJ and Bobby voiced by Pauly Shore, decided to crash the final assembly of the year and put on a little mini concert to not only help Max impress Roxanne, but to help Max finally get over the hump of being made fun of and being, treated like an outcast or a geek or a nerd by the rest of the school. Now, although he does finally win the ovation and applause and respect of the school for what he's done, and does, like I say, achieve his goal of getting a date with Roxanne, all that comes crashing down when his father puts this trip together, thanks to Mazer, like I said, putting his own spin on everything. So what happens is they go on this trip. Now, instead of disappointing Roxanne and having her go with somebody else, Max basically tells her, instead of telling her the truth, that he's gone on a fishing trip with his father, tells her a little bit of a white lie by saying instead of going on the fishing trip, they'll go into the Powerline concert because Powerline and his dad used to be in a band together. Now, Powerline is a kind of a Michael Jackson, Bobby Brown-like character voiced by R&B singer Tevin Campbell. Anyway, what happens is they end up going to various locations around the country, bumping into Pete and PJ again, and it's during the final bumping into them, Pete and PJ, that Goofy finds out the truth about what Max has done. Now, during this trip, Goofy entrusts Max with the map, and now even before he does that, Max kind of changes the directions on it from Lake Destiny, Idaho, where they were originally going to go, to Los Angeles, California, where the concert is, so that he keep his promise to Roxanne. Anyway, Goofy finds out about this, not too happy about what Max has done, very disappointed, but after a little bit of the clearing the air in the Goofy adventurous kind of way and letting out all the frustrations, does Goofy have a better understanding as to why Max did what he did. And so, Goofy decides he's going to help Max keep his promise to go on stage and dance with Powerline. And that's what happens. Just like the assembly, they end up crashing the Powerline concert. However, Powerline, unlike Mazer, is more understanding about it because he thinks that the perfect cast, which is sort of a fishing cast that Goofy has inherited throughout the years from his family and teaches Max, starts doing it in front of the whole crowd, and Powerline thinks it's a new dance. And then Max comes in, joins in on the dance, and everybody at the party that Max was supposed to take Roxanne to sees it on television. Roxanne is happy to see it because Max has kept his promise. And after the concert is all said and done, and they just arrive back home, one of the first stops they make is at Roxanne's. And basically, at the urging of at his father's urging or suggesting, Max finally tells Roxanne the truth that originally they were going to go on a fishing trip and not to the Powerline concert, and that what he did was lie to her because he wanted her to like him. Now, what he didn't understand is that she's already liked him, because at the beginning of the film, when he kind of trips and falls down the bleachers onto the ground, she helps him up. And instead of taking the opportunity to kind of get to know each other by saying, "Hey, I'm Max," and she's Roxanne, and her going, "Oh yeah, and I'm Roxanne," kind of deal. Instead, he has that laugh that the yuck laugh comes out that he inherits from his father. Now, apparently, he probably doesn't understand that Well, Roxanne is kind of like in the same area. Like he's shy and everything and kind of looked down upon. So I'm thinking, when you watch the film, so is she. She's looked down on by everybody and kind of shy. And finally, finally in the end, like I said, Max, does build up the courage to tell her the truth. And believe it or not, she's understanding about it, like I said, and finally explains to him, hey, I've always liked you. I liked you from the first day we met. And, overall, it ends on a happy note. Max and Roxanne become a couple. Goofy becomes like a new friend to Roxanne, or gets introduced to her. And all's well that ends well. And I hope I made some sense there. I hope I didn't ramble on or anything. But overall, it's a very good film. I mean, if you want to watch a film with your family that you have not seen before, if you heard of, a Goofy movie right here is the way to go. It's got great music, and if you get the DVD, like I said, it's got the Goof Troop cartoon, Calling All Goofs. It's got the Goofy Success Story special, a DVD storybook, a trivia game, and the theatrical trailer. Now, even though it said that the surround sound is Dolby 2.0, if you have a home theater system like I do, which is right there, if you have a home theater system like I do, then put it in 5.1, then you'll feel like you're in a concert, believe me. But overall, it's a good film. And like I said earlier, it's loosely based off of Goof Troop series because the only characters you don't see in there are Peg and Pistol and the pets, Chainsaw and Waffles. My only guess is if you want to go into details and look into fan fiction is maybe, or whatever, or continuity-wise, is maybe Peg divorced Pete and took Pistol with her and had custody of her and vice versa. I don't know. But I'm thinking the only reason they didn't call this Goof Troop the movie, or say a Goof Troop movie, is because remember what happened with DuckTales. They did the DuckTales movie and it bombed. Do a Goofy movie, no reference to Goof Troop, but you kind of see it right here with when you take out the Y and you see the Goof part, because reminiscing of Goof Troop, you get the idea. But overall, it's a very good film. I suggest you watch it. And that's all I can say for my movie of the month for March going into April. And until then, or next time, I'm Brian saying God bless. Take care.